If you are in 7 Excel, we are working from the Advanced 2 textbook. If you are in Math 8, we are working from the Course 3 textbook. We are doing lesson 4.6, example 2, and it can be found on page 181. Okay, so for the past few weeks, they've been giving us equations and we have to create the graph. We have to graph that line. Then yesterday, they gave us the line and asked us to determine the equation. Easy peasy stuff. Today, we're doing the same thing. They're going to give us the graph and we have to figure out what the equation is for that line. So they give us this graph. That looks like this. And here's the line that they give us. And they give us the points -3, -4, and 0, -4. So this is the graph that they give us, and this is the line. And they give us the points -3, -4, 0, -4. And they want us to write the linear equation for this. Okay, we can handle that. I know a linear equation is y equals mx plus b. And I know m is my slope. So let's figure our slope. Well, first of all, I can see that this is a flat horizontal line. And I remember that flat horizontal lines have a slope of 0 because it doesn't go up or down. It's flat. So I remember that. But if I didn't remember that, I can use the formula. y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Label my points. And now it's just a matter of substitution. -4 minus -4 over 0 minus -3. -4 minus a negative, that's positive. So -4 plus 4 is 0. 0 minus a -3, that's positive. 0 divided by anything is 0. So my slope is 0. Okay. And I know that this is my y-intercept, where it crosses my y-axis. So when x is 0, y is -4. So my y-intercept is -4. And everything else comes down. Y equals 0x minus 4. Now this is kind of interesting because anything times 0 is 0. And we don't typically use 0 as a coefficient because 0 would be 0. So these here kind of cross out. They cancel. And I'm left with y equals -4. Boom. There's my linear equation for this line. So a few weeks ago, when we had horizontal lines, we said this line is y equal to -4. You didn't understand why. Well, now you can see why y is equal to -4. Because with a 0 slope, all of your x's are zeros, like 0 slope. With 0 slope, 0x, it's 0. So that is why y equals -4. That's why this is what it looks like when we have a horizontal line. Okay, so in the chat, give me your level of understanding. 4, you totally get it. You can teach it to somebody else. 3, I get it. 2, I get it, but I need to practice it. Or a 1, I am totally lost. Okay, things are looking pretty good. Let's do one more. Let's do one more example. Okay, this time, the book does not give us the graph. They give us 2 points. And they ask us to write an equation of a line that goes through points 0, -1, and 4, -1. Write an equation of a line that goes through points 0, -1, and 4, -1. Can you do this? Absolutely. Easy peasy kind of stuff here. So first, how about if I graph this bad boy? Let's see what we've got. So I have 0, -1. And I have 4, -1. And here's my line. Okay, I know that a linear equation is y equals mx plus b. I know that m is slope. So let's figure out my slope. Well, once again, I can see this is flat, a flat horizontal line. And I remember that flat lines have a slope of 0. But if I wasn't sure of that, if they didn't give me the graph, they just gave me the points, can I determine the slope from the 2 points? Yes, I can. 0 - 1, 4 - 1. Let's label them. Okay, y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So -1 minus -1 over 4 minus 0. -1, a negative and a negative is positive. Oh, that's 0. 0 over 4. 0 divided by any number is 0. So even if I didn't create a graph and I just used my 2 points, I could still figure out the slope. So my slope is 0. Now, B is my y-intercept, where my line crosses my y-axis. So I can look at this and I can say, oh, it crosses at 0, -1. My y-intercept is -1. But even if I didn't have this graph, could I figure it out given these points? Yes, because the y-intercept is when we set x to 0, this is where it crosses our y-axis. So x is set to 0, and it crosses our y-axis at -1. Boom, -1. So now I can just fill everything in. Y equals 0x minus 1. This 0x looks very odd. Anything anything times 0 is 0. Anything times 0 is 0. We do not use 0 as a coefficient. So it kind of cancels. And I'm left with y equals -1. This is the equation for this line. Here's the equation for this line. So today, you may be given a graph, a line on a graph, and asked to write the equation, or you may be given 2 points and asked to write the equation. You guys can handle it either way.